Good morning. Well, it is as we record this. Welcome to Forwards from Iron, full-time whistle. The little show that I do with Andy and Steve as a little review of the the Villa game. Let's do this again. The Villa game from Sunday, 1-1 draw.
I feel like Danny Ings. I'm on top again.
Yeah, I was going to say I've been relegated again.
You say you feel like Danny Ings on top. I'm pretty sure Danny Ings feels nothing of the sort right now, Andy, to be perfectly honest with you.
I think you've got to make some comedy out of the situation, otherwise we'll be all fucking.
Mate, I'm already there. I don't know if you saw the review I did with Rob last night. I mean, it was I just can't anymore. I just can't.
Yeah,
It's either I can't or I don't want to. I've got to take this one game at a time. I've got to take it. As I said.
Can I just say one thing though, mate? At least you weren't there live to witness it.
Well, you know what? Well, as I said yesterday on the review, I was at C2C at the weekend, and I did my annual pilgrimage to the O2 to watch my my country music festival. So I actually had a really good weekend, unlike a few thousand people that went over to London Stadium, apparently.
Well, you guys know how mild mannered my James is.
Yeah.
You know, he came home spitting feathers after that. He was furious. You know,
I don't blame him.
James to get angry, you know it's been bad. I mean, but he was furious with what Moyes did, and I think, okay. I watched it from my yacht in France, and it looked okay from the yacht. But in the ground, I think you got a very different feeling, didn't you, Andy?
Yeah, because like I said, I sit next to the away fans as well, and it's like all the stuff what Villa was saying were fucking true. You sold your soul for this shithole, which all the away fans sing, but the fact that we're shit, it makes it feel even worse. And you're going down with the Wolves. They started fucking singing as well, and that's a fucking possibility as well. So it's like when you put it like that. And actually, I'm going to do my rant because I was speaking. I went on Claret and Booze on Sunday night. They done the phoning show, so I was on there talking about, and a few people were. I'm not going to disrespect West Ham fans who don't go there because obviously some people live in other countries, some people live far away. But when I'm sitting there criticising the crowd, and they're like, "You've got no right to say that. We're playing shit." Well, if you can't even sing Bubbles the first time, as the ground going to be fucking rocking? As soon as the tune finishes, it's like you're doing a minute silence. So I don't want to sound horrible, but people need to fucking witness it before they start slagging me off for slagging the crowd off. If that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. I mean, let's get into the crux of it then, boys. Obviously, the lineup was announced, and like I say, I was at C2C, so I kind of got the lineup because I saw that the other channels were going live with their build-up shows and lineup announcements. Steve, how did you feel when the lineup came out, when you saw essentially the way you were setting up?
I thought it was okay. It's much what I expected. I don't expect anything much different. Kerr at right back, bit of a concern. I'll get onto that in a minute. It was okay. Why the hell he won't play Scamacca defies odds to me, with pinging in crosses from everywhere, and you leave your 6'5", £35 million striker on the bench. Well, yeah, well done. I thought that was crazy. And Moyes has come out and said we want more out of him. Well, actually, David Moyes, you've stripped him of all confidence. You've made him a shadow of the player he was. You're responsible, not Scamacca. I have great sympathy with Scamacca at the moment. But yeah, on the whole, I was okay with it. Would I have had Souček in there? Yes, I probably would from the start. In hindsight, after his performance, not a chance. I think he completed 9 passes in the game. But yeah, I was all right with it at first look.
Andy, you?
No, I wanted Lanzini in next to Rice. I'm not saying it's because of hindsight. I want someone in there who's going to control the midfield and pass the ball around and give the ball to the front players. One person I'm going to give credit for was fucking Paqueta. I thought he was fucking outstanding.
Yeah.
This is another rant. I don't get what other people are watching. They were saying he was shit.
Yeah.
Like,
No, he wasn't.
Mate, I know.
and I'm like, are you watching a different game? Because he was getting stuck in. I think he'd done more tackles than fucking Suchek. And if we said it, I said it on Claret and Boot. If we had Ollie Watkins on Sunday, we would have won 4-1. The balls what Paqueta was doing over the top. If we just had someone, Antonio's lost that pace, but if we had someone like Ollie Watkins who can get him behind, we would have easily scored. Their high line was ridiculous.
Mate, we have that someone. We do have that someone. And listen, he's £35 million. It was something that Moyes identified, that Moyes wanted. You know, we went a full year without having a striker after we sold Sebastian Haller because Moyes wanted someone in a certain way. And we went and got
18 months, actually.
Huh?
18 months, actually.
Well, yeah, 18 months. Yeah, 18 months with a single striker that weren't really a striker, just to be able to get the one that that he wanted. And then he's saying that we want more. Well, he ain't going to get more if he ain't on the pitch. And that game yesterday was absolutely made for him. In my opinion, yesterday's game was made for Scamacca because he's got a lot of arrows in his quiver, right? Weapons in his arsenal, whatever cliche you want to use. He can hold the ball up. He's strong. We've seen that. Yeah, he holds defenders off. He can run in behind, right, and keep himself onside, unlike Maxwell Cornet. He can bring other players into the play, which is what we need right now.
And calls two centre backs to mark him, which allows more space for Ben Rama and Bowen.
Yeah.
Listen, go on, Steve.
What I find interesting is I listened to more than just a podcast earlier on, and now it's being said that a certain silky smooth agent is saying allegedly that at the time when we brought Paqueta and Scamacca, we overpaid massively for them. Interesting that that's coming out now. I find.
See, I don't think we did, Steve. If you
don't.
want my opinion on that, I don't think we did. I actually think we paid for what we've got if you use them correctly. Remember,
absolutely.
I've said over and over again about players being made to look like world beaters by the tactics, the formation of the team that they play in. And the perfect example of this is Andy Carroll. Okay, Andy Carroll was made to look like a £50 million player by Newcastle. Why? Because they played to his strengths. They got the balls down the wings, they got the crosses in, and they asked Andy Carroll to win headers. Now, he either won headers, knocked them down, and the ball ended up in the back of the net because of a certain Kevin Nolan at Newcastle, and then at West Ham. And then, or he got the headers and they went on target and he scored. Newcastle turned him into that player. Liverpool fell into the trap. Liverpool then tried to change Andy Carroll into something he's not. And we, in my opinion, I think we benefited from that because then we bought him and we tried to use him in a way. Oh, he was injury prone, rudder. But you get my point. If you use certain players the correct way, you get the most out of them. When David Moyes signed Lucas Paqueta, he thought he was a number 10. He's not a number 10. He's not a number 10. And it took him to go to the World Cup to realise he hadn't signed a number 10, which is scary on its own. Okay? He signed Gianluca Scamacca, who is a Italian number 9, but also plays alongside a number 10 in Rapsodori at Sassuolo.
Yep.
Yeah? We don't do that. Therefore, what you're buying isn't the player that, or what you're buying isn't what you need.
Yeah.
Right? It's that simple. Now, if we had a new manager come in within the next 2 weeks, I guarantee you we start Ings and we start Scamacca up front together in a 4-2-2-2. And by the 4-2-2-2, I mean two wider attacking midfielders in Bowen and Ben Rama, two defensive or two deeper lying midfielders in Paqueta and Rice, and then your two forwards in Ings and Scamacca. it will work. That I can tell you. Why? Because Skamaka will have someone up there alongside him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Skamaka with his hold-up play brings in someone like Ings, who then lays the ball out wide, left or right to Benny, and then all of a sudden we're in a crossing position where we've got a big man, little man in the box. It works. We know this. We've seen it happen many, many times. I'll go back to the 80s with Cotty and Maka. I'll go into
Kitson and nuts.
Yeah, Kitson was great.
Canute Di Canio.
Defoe was in there as well. You know, we've had these.
We even had it with Sacco and fucking Enner Valencia.
Yeah,
we did.
And Big Sam played 2 strikers.
Yeah, and that's concerning. But then that's because he didn't need a midfield, so he could bypass that.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? It's still 2 strikers.
Yeah. I'm at the point now where I cannot bear watching a team that good play under Moyes. It's driving me mad because on Saturday that game was there for the winning. Absolutely. Yeah. And what does he do? He takes off
the only recognised striker for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, and he takes off Paqueta for 4 nouns. Now, okay, I know Paqueta's on a yellow. I get that. But
no, I don't get him. I don't get he's bottled that.
Oh, he has.
Oh, yeah, I agree. But for goodness sake, you've taken your striker off. We may not have had more possession, but we had, I think, 12 corners to their none, to their nil. We were all over them. What does he do? Plays for the point. I am sick of it. Because that game was there to win. James was saying, you know, when we had a corner, Villa put 11 men in the box. They didn't bother leaving somebody up front. They put 11 men in the box because they were playing for the point.
But in hindsight, you say it though, Steve, you'd rather lose 2 and win 1 game. But we'll probably draw 2 and lose 1 now.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Andy, give me your quick. Obviously, very aware that there are things to be done today by the 3 of us, and we, you know, it has to be a quick recording. Andy, I want you to give me your 90-minute roundup in 90 seconds.
Shit. No. No. I'm going to give Emerson a lot of credit. I thought he was outstanding defensively and a link up with Ben Rama. Areola, key saves, kept us in the game. Fabianski's in goal, doesn't save them, in my opinion. Aguerd, he's been getting a bit of shit, which I understand. Everyone goes, well, he's letting in goals. Well, what about Declan Rice and Thomas Souček in front of him as well? Do you know what I mean? If you're going to start slagging off the centre-backs, you've got to start slagging off that. Ben Rama, outstanding. Very unlucky with that. The ball would come in and he took the touch and whips it, and good save from Martinez. Bowen just lost his legs, which he would have been fine if he didn't come on Thursday. That's another shit and mad management what fucking Moyes done. If he didn't bring him on for half an hour on Thursday, he probably would have had that extra bit of energy to do that. He's lost his confidence though in front of goal since Brighton last week. Like a couple of times he should have shot, and instead he tried to pass it. Penalty, I think, was soft, but I understand why it was given.
Yeah.
I think if that was anyone else on the pitch, I don't think they'll go down, but we've got a benefit from that. Danny Ings, another one being shot. Well, what can he do? You're playing against Konsa and Mings. You got no chance. Like, it's ridiculous. And with the Skamaka thing, I am absolutely ashamed. He was sitting down, bless him, and didn't know what to do. Skamaka. He wasn't even coming on the 92nd minute, and then Moyes told him to sit down.
Yep.
We had 2 corners in that time.
Mad, isn't it?
So yeah, he's not going to go. The fact that the board are saying no matter what happens, he's staying. I honestly, it'll be love to win the conference thing, but I actually want us to lose now on Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah, oddly.
Oh, get ready for some comments in the section underneath after that.
What other way is he going to go?
Hey, listen, I'm not. It's not me. I'm just letting you know. You're talking
and 28,000 tickets have only been sold. And that's
Well-
without the tube strike being the train strike being announced.
I'll be honest with you. I'm going to have a little look and see if I can take the missus and the kids, just because it's a game.
Mate, if you sit in band 5 and 6, where I'm in, yeah, I paid £17 for an adult.
I was going to say, I know they're not expensive. I've already seen some comments.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, 90-second roundup. Give me it. Go.
Well, I'm ashamed of how Scamacca's being treated. I think he's being undermined and his confidence is being destroyed. I think we could have won that game very easily. We were on top for long periods. Emerson, outstanding. Thought he was great. Bowen left Kerr out to dry, didn't track back. That was one of James's main rants, actually. Going forward, we scored from a penalty, but what did we really create from open play? We had half chances all the way through. Was the game there to be won? Yes. David Moyes completely bottled it and played for the point. You bring Scamacca on, and if West Ham fans or anybody high up in the board or at West Ham are watching this, get yourself sorted out with the way you treat people. These are young men. They deserve better treatment than to be called out in the press by people who clearly don't know what they're doing. I'm sick of it. I'm ashamed of West Ham as a club in the way they're treating people and the way they're treating the fans. So there you go. If we go to the Championship next year, I've already decided I'm not renewing. I can't take another season of this if Moyes is there. The game, yeah, should have been 3 points, was one. Better than nothing, but not enough. Not enough at all. 3 points would have made a big difference. We've got Southampton up next. What are we going to do? Settle for a point there? Not enough.
I was going to say, we really can't. It's quite simple.
So my summary of the game is, yeah, we got a point. Yeah, completely bottled it. And I feel sorry for the players and Moyes' support staff at the moment because, frankly, Moyes' time has come to an end. He is not playing our team to its strengths and it needs something fresh desperately. And the man who I blame for it being like this is David Sullivan. That's it.
Well, that's, to be honest with you, mate, that's a fair enough, and that's a fair enough assessment. I'll give you mine. I think we were lucky at points. I look at the Areola save from Watkins, and I made the comment last night that we get lucky on that. Areola thinks that it's the shot coming in across, from Ramsey, I believe it was. If he doesn't dive, Watkins scores that. He's diving because he thinks Ramsey's shooting across goal. Because he's already on the floor, Watkins' shot hits him in the chest. That goes through his legs if he's still standing. That's my opinion. That being said, Benny, he had a few sighters trying to get his eye in. Cracking save from Martinez on one of them. A couple of them, high wide, not very handsome. The penalty I thought was, he took that with aplomb. I was really impressed with the head down, let me put my foot through it attitude that he got from that. Yeah. The whole Scamacca thing, it breaks my heart. He's a great player. Yeah. You look at the shit that Alex Krause said, nearly a year ago, that Moyes is a bully, doesn't talk to his players.
Vlasic as well.
Vlasic as well.
Do you know what? I've seen a couple of. Sorry to go on. I've seen Vlasic play in Serie A. He's outstanding.
Oh, he's brilliant. Yeah. But then you only have to have a look at Felipe Anderson and Sebastian Haller, mate. They're three players.
He bullied Chelsea last week again, which we knew he could do. Haller.
Yeah,
his link-up play is ridiculous.
Oh, he is. He's strong. When he's interested, mate. When he's got that in him. When he's not disinterested because whatever he's being asked to do is bullshit, then of course you're going to get that out of him. And I think the sad thing is we're seeing now the same thing with Scamacca. even if we don't go down, I don't want to see him go, but I can't see him staying. Same with Paqueta. I think we'll lose Paqueta. You know, you look at a couple of comments that Arsenal were interested in him because he'll be a perfect fit for what they're doing now. You know what? I think they've got a point. Him and
But do you know what? I don't want him to go, but I'll take 200 million for the pair of Rice and Paqueta.
Oh, mate, wouldn't you just right now?
Well, with Rice's performance on Sunday, I'd take 100
Well,
million
listen.
for him now.
Listen, watch my live video yesterday. It is a long one, but have a watch of the live video that I did yesterday with Casey, because I do cover that with Declan Rice. I'd actually take the captain's armband off of him. I would drop him. There's all of this. It's all in the live video. Guys, there's sirens. I'm going to wrap it up.
Yeah, no, definitely, mate. Thanks.
Before I do, I want to bring this up at the bottom. Rob is doing the big debate tonight live. I'm not quite sure what time it goes out, but keep your eye out for it. I believe it's going to be about
9. I'm on it.
Is it 9 o'clock? I was going to say 8 or 9.
More of me, guys.
You're on it, aren't you, Steve?
Yeah, I am tonight. Yeah.
So I'm going to pop in the live chat and have a little watch. The only thing I can say, boys, like I said in the live video, we have to take it one game at a time now, and we just have to get a better result in each game than 3 of the other 8 around us. That's all we can do now. And
sorry, I know you wanted to wrap it up. The 5 games what we've got: Southampton, Newcastle, and Fulham. We've got in a week. We've got Bournemouth away, and the last 2 games of the season. Sorry, that's 6 games. Is Leeds at home and Leicester away. That's going to decide our relegation.
Well,
about the others.
Mate, as long as, right, and when we play the teams in and around us, as long as we
avoid defeat.
As long as we get a better result, and that includes a draw. That does include a draw. I don't care what anyone says. As long as we get a better result than the other 8 from 12th downwards, right? Because a point is better than none. So if Southampton, Bournemouth, and Everton lose, and we pick up a point, that's a good result. Or a good weekend for us. I know it's not what we want, and we want to see wins. I know we've only won 9 games in 12 months, I believe is the
15 in the last 53.
Jesus wept, but it's 9 wins in a 12-month period, I believe.
Yeah.
As long as listen, we want wins. I'll take wins in the Europa League, and then better results than 3. The Conference League, and then better results than 3 of the teams around us. I think that's all we've got to do to be able to stay up, is pick up a better result than 3 other teams in that bottom 9. Sorry,
36 keeps us up, in my opinion.
I really think 34 might keep us up, Steve. It'll be a push, but that's a scary thought that we're even sitting here going, will we get to 34 points? That's the fact we're sitting here. You know what I mean? The fact that we're sitting here having this conversation is a worry. Boys, thank you very much for joining me.
No problem, mate.
Robbie's on the big debate later on this evening, joined by Steve and a couple of our guests. So please jump in and enjoy that. Us 3 will see you again for the Larnaca preview, boys and girls. So thank you very much.
Problem.
Like, comment, share, all the rest of it. Tickle the bell so you're notified when we do put up more stuff like this. And we shall see you soon. Andy, anything you would like to add before we call it a day?
No, just thanks for listening to our bullshit. And we march on together, hopefully. Stay safe and tickle the bell.
Steve, any last words from you, my man?
No, thanks for listening to my rant. It's very therapeutic. And Moy's out, really. It's the only way I see forward.
Moy's out indeed. Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.
Thank you, Jesus.
There's something wrong with you.